guys, welcome to Bible Breakdown. We're doing Psalm 142. The psalm is titled Cry of Distress, a maskil of David when he was in the cave, a prayer. And this psalm could be mentioning what happened to David in 1 Samuel chapter 22. So for verses 1 and 2, I wrote that it's a reminder to let God in everything that we do. In verse 2, it says, I pour out my complaint before him. I reveal my trouble to him. And I feel like that's just like making sure we're being honest, making sure we're opening up to the Lord. Then to continue for verses 3 and 4, I wrote that he's basically talking about how God is the only person that will be consistently there in his life. And I feel like we could all relate. Like there's been issues or situations where you needed a friend, you needed a family member, and they were nowhere to be found. God is the only thing that will stay consistent in your life. And I really love like how David is being so vulnerable in this moment. Mostly because in verse 4 it says, look to the right and see, no one stands up for me. There's no refuge for me. No one cares about me. That's just showing God like his true feelings. He's not sugarcoating anything. He's like, God, this is what I'm presenting to you. This is how I feel. Please help. But I also want to remind you guys, like, there is nothing wrong with being genuinely honest with God. Again, God already knows everything that you're thinking, everything that you're seeing, everything that you've done. So it's like, why don't you just talk to him and let him in? And that's what I feel like David's doing here. And the main reason is because there's no one else around him that will help, that will provide help, that will give him what he needs in this moment except for God. And he acknowledges that. Then to end the chapter for verses 5 to 7, I wrote that it's acknowledging God's power to give you strength for whatever you need. God truly is our ultimate like source of strength. And I feel like David is really taking advantage of that. Because he's like, listen to my cry, rescue me, free me, help me. And he acknowledges different weaknesses that he has. Like talking about how he's actually physically weak, how the enemies that are going after him is too strong, just different things. But he knows that the God that we serve is able to provide for him. And that's, of course, because God has all the power, all the strength that you would ever need to fight a battle. But that is all I have for you guys. That is the end of the psalm. I will see you guys tomorrow for Psalm 143. I love y'all. God loves y'all more. Have a great night.